Welcome in then to the latest edition of Extra Time. Thank you very much for all your questions, the majority of them regarding Stevie and getting lost in the woods earlier today as Stevie and Craig recovered from doing their Pine Barrens Soprano episode reenactment, of course, one of the iconic episodes in the Soprano series. Stephen, tell us what happened.
Well, my wife and I have a particular route that we go walk in the woods. And the problem is that there are 3 trails in the woods, right? There's a yellow trail, an orange trail, and a blue trail. And my wife knows the trail better than I do. Now, unfortunately for me, she's away at the moment. And I decided that I would go up this trail because I'd convinced myself I remembered it.
Okay.
So after an hour, I had no idea where it was. And I'm thinking, what do? Do I keep walking, hoping that I stutter upon the exit, or do I call the hero of the hour, Mr. Burley? Because I knew because there's houses round all the way around the outside of the woods.
Okay.
And it's not far from where he lives.
Right.
So I figured what I'd do is I'd just go to the edge, and wherever the house was, I'd call him up, and he'd come and pick me up and take me back to the car, me and Haggis.
And
that's
you
what
pick up
happened.
the story from here, Craig.
So he's on the... I used to walk my oldest dog in there years and years ago. He was on the other... He'd walked all the way through the ravine and up the valley onto the other side.
Right.
Right? So he was going the opposite way.
But it's amazing, because you think you've got your directions and your...
You think?
Yeah. Well, listen,
most
bear in mind
people-
you've lived in this area where we played golf for years, and you said, I still don't know this road. There was 2 things struck me before I get to the phone call. Well, no, I'll get to the phone call first. I'm having a cup of coffee, it's about 10:30, right, dealing with the dogs. Yep. The phone rings, I was like, he knows I never normally answer the phone.
know, I thought
but I was in the
nobody answered.
kitchen, so it's on site, it rings, Stevie. I went, well, we're not playing golf because it's too cold. What does he want? He wants a lift to work.
Right.
So I answered the phone, I said, all right. He said, he's laughing. I went, what? He went, I'm lost. He went, I'm lost. Can you come and pick me up? And my first words to him were, well, if you're lost, how can I find you?
Yeah.
But as it turns out, he was on the edge of that street. So he was able to give me he gave me that story.
Yeah.
So I said, I think I know where it is, that street, but I'll come and get you. I'll punch it in my sat nav. And I said to my wife where it was, and she said, oh, it's up the hill. And I gets up there. The first thing that struck me, I'm driving around a corner and I went, oh, I see a dog, but then there's a guy who works for Eversource.
The electric man.
When I got there, I put the window down and went, are you working in the roads?
That's a very bright jacket, Steve.
And he was like, he went, well, I was coming through the woods, and I went, right, so we've got the big fella eventually in the back.
How many pounds is Haggis now?
He's 140.
140 pounds.
Well, I got him in the back of the Audi, the wagon, which for my dogs, but he took the full trunk up.
Yeah.
Knocked the grid down, the grill at the back to stop the dogs.
He's a little cumbersome.
When is Eleanor back?
Tomorrow.
Well, that's probably for the best.
I will not be going back there.
That picture is actually sat in the edge of somebody's garden with a dog.
Imagine that. Imagine that scene of them.
No, but he got up. He got up.
Right.
To talk to me when I got to, and I went, get down. I said, I'm not leaving here until I got a photo. And I got straight, as soon as I dropped them off, I straight onto the producer, Pete. I went, Pete, I said, I got one for you here.
Dear. What's more likely, City winning the league or Stevie getting lost in the woods again?
Well, I'm definitely going to get lost in the woods again.
Yeah.
If I go on my own.
Why don't you drop stuff down as you go along?
You just go where you want.
Edible, like bread.
Oh, right then. Away from Stevie in the woods.
Once you lose that, then obviously you sort of tweak it. But yeah, no, you can do.
I've got
generally the same sort of things.
I know when he's talking there, I'm thinking, what's the reason for? This is serious now.
Right.
What's the reason for the high vis jacket?
There's
no cars in the. My wife said that.
Hold on a second.
No, but seriously. Did you buy that?
Right, so if you just listen for a second, right?
Okay.
So there's two things. One, we take them out at night when it's dark, right? So the high vis is important, right?
Was it dark this morning?
Two, hold on, just let me finish.
It would have been if I
Two, the hunting season's just finished. So I'm kind of used to just, when I'm going to take the dog, you just put that jacket on.
What's that got to do with
So I
hunting
don't get a bow and arrow through the back of me.
Because you look...
Where have you got it?
Or somebody shooting.
Set.
What do you look like?
What the woods, the deer season. The deer season's just finished.
You
So
look
I don't
like a
want to be
deer.
walking. Well, if somebody sees haggis,
You look like a deer.
listen, it wouldn't be the first time somebody's dog's been.
Well done,
Somebody's
Stevie.
born out
I'm
of
with
the
you,
dog.
my
That's
man.
Or a
Bow and
bear or
arrow.
something.
It's 2023.
Yeah, we haven't got a bow and arrow.
People, what are you talking about? Spot them, so you don't hunt then, you don't know, you have no idea, have you?
What are you talking about? Who's in the woods in Avon with a bow and arrow?
But people go hunting deer with bow and arrows.
No, I'm not
They
buying
do.
that for a second.
Of course you do.
In this country.
I've got
So hold on,
I used to have players that used to do. Steve Ralston used to do it. They go bow hunting. There's loads of people. that hunt.
So, let's...
Look, you just don't know what you're talking about.
You get angry about this.
I know, because you don't know. You're actually dead serious, and you don't know what you're talking about. People go bow hunting in the hunting season.
In
Not
Avon.
everybody just walks around with a gun and blasts deer. Seriously.
So,
I'm serious.
you know,
let's have a look.
Doesn't believe
Let's
it.
have a look at the mindset. Hey,
Hey,
he wears a high-vis jacket in the woods in Avon in case he gets
I get an arrow through me.
a bow and arrow.
Exactly.
Through him. And he also, on top of that, won't go in the water, the sea, because he's watched Jaws.
Frank.
For legitimate reasons, if you ask me.
yeah. I think it's very clever from Stevie to wear those kind of jackets. You know, in France,
Thank you.
it's almost
Thank you,
compulsory where, you know, they made some new rules. You have to test for alcohol, you know, before going hunting, because they're all completely drunk, you know. So you better wear a jacket like that to make sure you are seen, you know. So I don't know if it's the same thing in the States, but I'm okay. I'm completely with you, Stevie. That's safer. Well done, my man.
Thank you.
Wow.
He's a trailblazer.
He certainly is.
I don't see that jacket catching on, though.
Bow hunting.
See, I could see you walking in one of the local bars with that jacket and go, well, that's a nice piece of fashion.
Oh, there we go. That is it.
Did you see your face when I said that, bow hunting? You were like that. What are you talking about?
I am. I've never met
so
anyone
stupid.
that's gone bow hunting in this.
Well, when was the last time you were up in the middle of the woods?
Well, I go to the woods quite a lot.
Do you? What are you doing in the woods?
Taking the dog.
Watch you don't get lost. Okay.
I haven't
Just
seen
be
anyone with a
careful you
bow
don't
and
get
arrow.
lost.
Don't ring me. Not coming.
Of course
Don't
you
wear a
don't see
high-vis
them.
jacket.
We've all got camouflage on. Of course you don't see them, you fool.
Next he'll be getting a high vis for haggis.
You don't see them. You just feel the bow and arrow in the back of your head.
Well, yeah. That's we are done.
Maybe sat in the garden. Pulled round the corner.
All the things that
Pulled
get
round the
angry
corner. There he was. I couldn't believe it.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.